Why, hello. This is Brandon Jackson, and I am a school counselor at the amazing Chapel Hill 7th and 8th Grade Center. And I would say that my journey into education started almost, about 20 years ago or so, 20 some odd years ago. I originally got my undergrad degree in broadcast journalism, so I still kind of do some things with that. I like creating content, different things that make around school about some of our programs. But I ultimately got into substitute teaching and kind of worked in different positions, and then finally went and got my master's degree in school counseling, and have been a school counselor for over 10 years. I really enjoy my role as a school counselor because I have the opportunity of coming to school and serving the students of Chapel Hill and the families, and just supporting them and helping them grow and develop into scholars that I know that they are. Um, and just a little bit of background about my family. I am married with three beautiful children. They're high school and middle school, so talk to them about grades and preparing for the future. As well, I am married, and my wife is a French and Spanish teacher. So, bonjour, je m'appelle Mr. Jackson. So, uh, for those of you who know French, knows what that means. And so, my highlight for Black History Moment is someone who I have admired for a long time. I can remember my aunt Myrtle. I had to be in the third or fourth grade. She took me to the movies and she says, "We're going to see a Spike Lee film." I said, "Who is Spike Lee?" And I discovered that he was an African American director from Brooklyn, New York, born in Atlanta, Georgia. Family moved to Brooklyn. He was very young, but the movie that I saw was School Days, and it depicted life at an HBCU, and that was probably one of the first seeds that planted in me about college and life after high school. And I ended up attending an HBCU for 2 years at Morris Brown College. I had a book somewhere. Oh yeah, I have two of them. Morris Brown College is an HBCU in Atlanta, Georgia, that I attended for 2 years, and then I came back home and finished at Indiana State University. And so I discovered who Spike Lee was, and so I read a book, his autobiography about his story, and it was so amazing because here was a gentleman who had a desire to make amazing movies that touch the lives of so many people. And back during the late 60s and 70s, there weren't a lot of African American directors in Hollywood. So Spike Lee was actually one of the first. There were some others, African American directors that really put together films that depicted Black life and Black culture. So many films, Malcolm X, School Days, Bamboozled, so many great films. But I kind of want to share his story because uh, his story of how his journey really, I think, is a great encouragement to young people about finding their purpose. So Spike Lee, both of his parents were very educated in the arts. He had a desire to kind of go back uh, to his birthplace, which was in Atlanta, Georgia, and attend college. And so he went to Morehouse College, which is a part of the AUC consortium, where you have a community of schools down in Atlanta, Georgia. If you've ever been to Atlanta, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, probably about a 5 minute drive from where the Falcons play is the AUC. So you have a Morris Brown, you have a Spelman College, you have Clark Atlanta University, you have Morehouse, and you have the International Theological Seminary of Atlanta, all there together, and that's where Spike Lee went. And he was struggling as a young man trying to declare a major. When you, many of you, when you go to high school, it's probably around your junior, senior year, you're going to start to hear this thing of what do you want to major in when you go to college. And so Spike Lee, he struggled with declaring a major. He had took so many electives, and he met with his advisor, and his advisor said, "You know what? You've exhausted all the electives." Meaning he took all the electives that he could take, and he said, "You must declare a major. You have to." And it was at the end of the year, and so he went home to back to Brooklyn for the summer to kind of ponder on some things and about what he was going to do. And so he was just spending the summer, really didn't have direction, and he had a friend, and his friend was very smart. She was in medical. She was going. I think she went to an Ivy League course. She was going to medical school. She's a well-known doctor in Chicago. She says, she ended up, becoming a doctor. And so he went over to his friend's house one particular day. And this story that I'm about to share with you is so important when you think about the power of a moment, how one moment could actually alter your life and your existence. And so Spike Lee went over to his friend's house, and he noticed that there was an old box in the corner of her apartment. And he said, "Hey, what's that box?" And she says, "Oh, silly, that's some old camera. Um, you can have that. I was going to throw that away. I'm going to be a doctor." And he said, "What's that other box?" He says, "Oh, that's the film that goes to the camera. You can have it." He says, "Really?" And so he took that film and that camera, and he just, he just took footage all summer long. In 1977, and during that summer, there was a huge blackout in New York, and so there was a lot of chaos, a lot of things going on, and Spike Lee caught that on film. Went back to Morehouse that fall and declared a major, and the rest is history. And I wanted to share that story because what would have happened had Spike Lee not gone to his friend's house that day? What would have happened if she had thrown away that camera and film? What would have happened? Would we have ever discovered or had Spike Lee as a director and someone who made so many great films? So as I talk about this Black History moment, using Spike Lee as my subject, I want you to think about purpose. I want you to think about your passion. And I want you to think about those African Americans who have come before you, and even now who are changing America, changing the world. And Spike Lee was one of them. Coach Dungy was one of them. Uh, Harriet Tubman was one of them. Marcus Garvey was one of them. Bob Marley, who we celebrate his birthday next week, uh, is one of them. And so I hope you enjoyed this Spike Lee info and minute for Black History. Thank you.